Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So let's begin our session with a wonderful quote. An entrepreneur isn't someone who owns a business. It's someone who makes things happen. So for the starting a new chapter of learning, I Kishanti, being your host for today's event. I want to extend a very warm welcome all of you present here. I hope you are all doing amazing. As we know that entrepreneurial skills are a set of abilities and characteristics that empower individuals to identify, create, and successfully manage new business ventures. These skills are crucial for navigating the challenges of entrepreneurship and building sustainable, successful enterprises. Entrepreneurs need to efficiently manage resources, including human capital, finance, and time, to ensure the success and sustainability of their ventures. On behalf of the whole SEMS family, I welcome you all for today's international webinar on the topic entrepreneurial skills. And to add our guest of honor and today's speaker, Dr. Prachi Beriwala. It's a great honor to have you, ma'am. We are grateful for your presence.
Thank you so much.
Now let me introduce today's speaker, Dr. Prachi Beriwala, to you all. Dr. Prachi has 19 years of academics and 3 years of industry experience. She is a certified counselor and is helping people in coping up with various challenges in life. She has been awarded by various bodies, including central government, for her contribution in the field of women empowerment and education. She is on the board of various colleges and universities in different capacities. She has authored 2 books on accounting, published 3 case studies, wrote several book chapters, and has more than 30 papers presented and published at national and international platforms. She visits various colleges and universities due to her expertise in accounting, taxation, life building skills, and entrepreneurship. She has been a trainer of various workshops for teachers and corporate peoples. She is on board of NGO Year to Here as a regional leader which works towards mental wellness. She represents Karnataka as a state chair on the global platform called as G100 Oneness and Wisdom, which deals into women empowerment. She has been a panel of various national and international talk shows, including News 9 and IDOM India TV. She is a coordinator of Women Empowerment Club at her university, which works on various fields related to empowerment of women. She loves traveling, reading, cooking, and writing shayari in her free time.
Thank you so much and happy evening, everyone. I hope all of you had a very, very happy Deepavali. And those who are celebrating tomorrow, very, very happy Deepavali to everyone over here. Thank you so much, DG Saksham, for giving me this opportunity. I hope I am able to justify for whatever reason I have been invited for. So, without further ado, I'll share my screen starting with what is entrepreneurship, what is the skills required for entrepreneurship. So, I thought, like, why not start it in a little different manner? Okay. So, I thought of starting it this way. This is going to be my flow of presentation for today. Since I was informed that there are going to be a lot of students attending the webinar today, so I thought first I'll talk about you. Then I thought I'll talk about entrepreneurship, and then a little about finance, and something about Startup India or the skills. When entrepreneurship I'm talking about, I will be definitely covering up the skills required and why right now why I am focusing on entrepreneurship skill set. So before that, why this session, right? All of us know that we are a well developed nation. I won't even say, like, developing, underdeveloped, or whatever. We are heading towards a well developed nation, right? And see, like the people who have organized this session, the people, the speaker this side, we have already crossed a certain age limit, right? And we belong to a little prior generation, right? So I think the burden, or I would say the responsibility of taking this country to the next level lies on you people. That's the young mind of the country, the most creative mind of the country, right? And why this session is important today is because somewhere you need to understand that, like, a career can be well built in entrepreneurship as well, and especially if I talk about the current Indian context. So, talking about first who you people are. Who are you people? You people are so called as Generation Z. Like all of you like to call that as, no, that we are Generation Z. Now, who is this Generation Z, right? There are lots and lots of advantage for belonging to your generation, right? I usually call them as techs. So when I say techs, I'm not talking about tech savvy only. There are various versions of these techs. So first techs ka T is tech savvy. See, somewhere you people have born or taken birth in the, if I keeping in mind that you are a part of undergraduation program, or you people are a part of a post graduation program, or a recently passed out from a college, right? You belong to this generation. So when I say who is this generation, Generation Z, so I usually call it as a generation filled with a lot of zeal. Zeal is nothing but enthusiasm, a lot of energy, isn't it? Right? Why? Because they are tech savvy. See, not to forget the recent COVID era where, you people were sitting in the classes, online classes, and at the same time, like doing multiple activities. Or when the teacher is teaching in the class, you people somehow sneak in how much of a CCTV cameras or whatever is there, and you use mobile phone, right? Any gadget given to you people, you know how to make it work, isn't it? So that is the reason I call this generation as a tech savvy generation, socially conscious. So when I say socially conscious, see, I'm pretty sure that when I talk about this digi saksham also, this digi saksham has been started by somebody who is as young as you people, and they realize, like the responsibility that there are a lot of people who are who require a lot of training, who require a lot of exposure towards various things, right? And I'm pretty sure this digi saksha was like established keeping in mind that people have to be more socially conscious, right? Related to career, related to finance, related to motivation, or whatever. Then one more thing very good about this Generation Z is they're very creative, right? Creativity, being a teacher, I can tell you, creative in giving excuses, creative in doing the way they do assignments in the class, creative could be in the way they speak, creative could be in the way they think, right? And the reason why they are so creative, because they are multitasking. So when I say multitasking, remember the COVID classes, like the teacher is talking to you, the teacher is teaching in the class, you're having food at the same time, you're chatting with your friends at the same time. Many of you might would have been watching video or watching, OTT, or watching series on the other side, right? So I'm not only, this is sarcastic, but I'm talking about, in a very wonderful way you people are multitasking. And since you people are tech savvy, you people are social conscious, you people are creative, you people are multitasking, you have a right entrepreneurial mindset, my dear one, right? And when I say entrepreneurial mindset, because in the further session you will understand that a lot of things which are required to be an entrepreneur, you already possess it, right? Now talking about career, what is career? See, all of us, if I talk about, okay, it's just on a very, fun loving way, I say that everybody wants to be a MBA. Now, anybody, sir, is it allowed to unmute? Lakshmi ma'am, is it allowed to unmute and answer?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. So, anybody who will tell me the full form of MBA? What is MBA?
Hi, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
MBA is Masters in Business Administration.
Okay. Okay. That's your definition of MBA, right? My
Okay.
definition of MBA is, when I say everybody wants to do MBA, this MBA is not only about the master's MBA. This
Okay.
MBA, you ask anybody, is all about they want M for money, B for bank, A for abundance. So they want money in bank in abundance, right? So that's the current, definition of MBA. Again, it's on a lighter side, on a lighter note. All of us want a career which lands up in giving us MBA. That is lot of money in bank account, right? Now, how do we do that? Right? That means we need to focus upon certain career. So I have kind of defined career for you instead of getting into a typical career definition. So I thought, why not show it in a little different manner, right? So I think now it is much better visible,
Yes, ma'am.
because
Now it
I
is
saw
visible.
somebody, putting message in the group. So Okay. So career is like, what is career? See, all of us, like what I'm talking about, MBA, that is money in bank in abundance. So we want a career which can create a better life, right? See, all of us live, or we always say, you have only one life, YOLO, you only live once, right? So what is this living once all about? Living once all about is having a good life, right? So if I talk about a career should be able to give you a good life. It should be able to give you a better level of income. It should be able to help you in a rising level of income. It should be able to get you good respect and better goodwill, right? So goodwill, what is goodwill, right? Even a 5 rupee pen, right? Even a 3 rupee pen, right? Even people buy Parker. Why people are ready to spend money? Because having a Parker in a pocket is a brand, isn't it? But having a 3 rupee whatever pen, I'm not sure, whatever 3 rupee pen might not be a brand, right? So all of, I'm not talking about branding here, but all of us want to respect. See, Parker over the period has earned that goodwill, that people take a pride in knowing a Parker, right? So it should be able to give you economic stability. So when I say economic stability, see guys, one thing I believe in, there is never a full stop of greed, but there is always a full stop for need, right? So keeping in mind whether it is your need or whether it is your greed, we should be able to stabilize ourselves in a better economical sphere. So when I say better economical sphere, the three, not three, the basic four things in life which are required to sustain is roti, kapda, makan, or internet, right? So we should be, excuse me for a minute. Sorry. So when I say economic stability, I'm talking about at least we should be able to earn these four things, basic need. These are four basic need, right? Now it depends on you want to buy Prada or you want to buy a local brand. It depends on whether you want to live in a luxurious house or you need a basic 2 BHK or 3 BHK. It again depends whether you want to buy Tesla or you want to buy a normal car. It all depends on you, right? When I talk about another E, it is like embrace new circumstances. See, life is very unpredictable. 2020 starting, we never thought that we will have to face something which is called as COVID. We all will be living at home and like there will be nothing, right? Post COVID, things have changed a lot. So my career should be such which should allow me to embrace, which should allow me to, adapt all the new circumstances without much, kiosk in my life. Last, rendering service to nation. It is very, very important. See, I think you people will find me talking a lot about our country because this is what we have to. We are one of the best developed nation in the world. We are number one in lot of sphere. Talking about positive, negative is there everywhere, right? But imagine, like you people have a good education system, you people have a lot of things available for you which is still not there in many countries. You still are one of the countries which allows you to make the payment on one touch, which is not happening in many other countries, right? You still can think about starting a new business of your own, a smaller or big, which is still a distant dream in many other countries, right? So whatever career we make, we should be able to make sure that we are able to give something back to our nation, right? Now, how do I decide which career, right? Or how do I decide that entrepreneurship is going to be my career? See guys, one thing, let me tell you, there's a very, very big, because I go a lot, I think other than my job, the second good thing I do is talking like this, maybe one to one, or it could be offline, it could be online, or however, right? And majority of the time I have seen everybody having that myth that अगर एक बार career decide हो गया बस हो गया. No, that's the biggest myth, or that's the biggest I would say, a lie you people are living in, right? Career decision cannot be one time event. Career decision is something which is a lifelong process. I'll give you a simple example. I'm basically a teacher, right? When I started teaching maybe 2 decades back, I had only one UG degree, one PG degree. I was talking about, you cannot decide one time. See what happens, imagine, right? When you people go next to a river, you don't close your nose, but the moment you pass by a place where the water is stagnant, ruka hua pani hai, it starts smelling. This is what happens if you make a career in one decision and you stick to the same decision lifelong. You start stinking, right? It becomes stagnant. You won't grow much, right? But the moment you decide that, I have to make a better career, I'm not telling jump from one job to another job, but it is like, maybe doing some certification program, adding some values, adding some skill set, maybe learning something new. This is what I'm talking about, right? Because people who continuously try to develop their career are always successful in their life, right? Always make a informed decision. So when I say informed decision, Google Baba ki nahi sunna hai hamesha, right? Know how to search where. Just because somebody said, all this is waste, don't get into that zone. Do your own research, right? Because when you keep listening to people, then you just keep listening to people, you will never be able to decide. Once you do search on your own, once you identify things on your own, decision making would be very easy. And all of us know how important decision making is for us to make a career, right? And whatever you decide, good, bad, ugly, it is your decision, stick to, right? See, things take time. See, there might be a possibility that, every day sun rises at 5:30 in the morning. Sometimes it is still dark till 6, sometimes it is still dark till 7. Sun will rise, right? Similar way, sometimes my decision may take some time for me to grow, but it will happen only when you take a informed decision, know things well, take responsibility of your own decisions, right? Yeah. Yes. And now I'm talking about entrepreneur, right? See, all of us want to be an entrepreneur because we are highly inspired by a lot of people in the net, right? So when I say I am highly inspired by a lot of people around, can I get few names like you people know? Can I get, just unmute and tell me one entrepreneur you are highly inspired? It would be nice if we have a discussion in between. Just the name of one entrepreneur you are highly inspired. And if you know the company, it would be very good. Guys, no one?
No, ma'am, I will share name. I am just remembering the name,
You
and
tell me the
there are
company.
many. Ma'am, we can take many company, and nowadays startups are growing day by day. So we can take some brands like Slurp Farm that they are dealing in organic products,
Right?
Perfora, the cleaning teeth cleaning products. So they how they are marketing that is influencing.
Hmm. Do they market their product or do market themselves?
They market their product and
They
themselves as well.
market themselves. That is a difference between a old age, old generation entrepreneurs. See, entrepreneurs were there earlier also, right? Take an
Right.
example, Sir Narayan Murthy was an entrepreneur, Azim Premji was an entrepreneur, or even talking about Dhiru Bhai Ambani was an entrepreneur, Jamshed Bhai Tata at that point of time was an entrepreneur, right? So they were the difference between earlier they used to focus on their business. These days, see what is Shark Tank all about? What is Shark Tank doing? Though I don't personally follow Shark Tank because it's a very misleading kind of a show, I feel. But what Shark Tank is doing all about? Shark Tank is making people to market themselves. What is Bhavesh Agarwal or Ritesh Agarwal, or you take any name, the boat owner? What are they doing? They market themselves. People might not know their company, but people definitely, yeah, thank you so much. People definitely know Ritesh Agarwal, right? People definitely know about, ki like, oh, this is the owner, right? Because
Right.
they talk more about themselves instead of talking about their business, right? You don't know about their business history, but you know about their history. That is the difference between the old generation entrepreneur and this generation entrepreneur, right? All of them have business acumen, all of them know how to make money, all of them know, but the difference is they know how to brand themselves. And to some extent, I hope I'm able to justify myself today in teaching you or in sharing my knowledge with you how to brand, sorry, how to brand yourself. Yeah. So when I talk about this entrepreneur, right, I'm not talking about entrepreneur of olden era. I'm talking about this new generation entrepreneur or Gen Z entrepreneur, right? So
Okay.
just to make it, because I don't like too much of theory in my slides, so I have made it a little easier for you people to learn, right? So who is an entrepreneur? They examine need, wants, and problem. See, one thing let me talk about, right? Ritesh Agrawala was a very frequent traveler, right? And there he realized that, if I have to stay somewhere for 2 hours, 3 hours, also, I have to pay the entire day rent, right? Or if I talk about Bhavish Agarwal, realize ki, if I have to travel from one place to another place, there are not much of facility available. So Ritesh Agarwal came with the idea of Oyo because there was a problem. Bhavish Agarwal realized commuting is a problem. So he came up with the idea of Oyo, sorry, Ola, right? Similar way, if you think or if you read about the life of entrepreneur, there is some problem they got stuck with and they wanted to get the solution to that problem. So when you talk about entrepreneurship or being an entrepreneur is all about good observation. You identify the problem around, and when you identify the problem around, you determine whether it is a need or a want. See, somebody wants to get their lifestyle upgraded, that we are not talking about that, but something which is a very small basic requirement, people are talking about that, right? See, similar way, how did red bus came into the picture? Red bus came into the picture because it was very difficult to get the bus tickets done. So if you talk about each and who was a I'm not getting the owner of the red bus founder now, but the problem was he used to travel every now and then, and when he was traveling every now and then, booking bus tickets became a major issue. So he himself thought, why not give a solution where at least, because he used to go to his native almost every month, and booking bus tickets was a challenge. So he identified the problem, he identified the solution, he worked upon it and became a business, right? So when we talk about entrepreneurship start with a problem. So as an entrepreneur, you need to examine the need, want, and the problem, right? And then you decide upon the best possible opportunity, right? What could be the best possible opportunity for this, right? How did Flipkart came into the picture? Came into the picture because they knew people are getting busier day by day, right? It is getting extremely difficult for the people to identify that, like, to go to the market and buy products, right? They just grab the opportunity. And majority of the like on startups, or majority of the entrepreneurs, what they do, they just grab the opportunity, right? But you should be able to connect the problem with the opportunity, right? Now once you know the problem, once you know what is the opportunity for business making, think of an innovative idea, right? Think of something which is out of the box. Think of something जो किसी ने कभी सोचा नहीं होगा पहले, जो सिर्फ आपने सोचा है, और अगर किसी और ने सोचा भी है तो they have not worked for it, right? So it is your idea. You know the problem, you know the opportunity, you know the idea. Research on it. Don't keep discussing with people all the time, otherwise they will grab your idea and they will make the business, right? Do a possible research on that idea and opportunity. Why you need to do it? Because you want the best solution for the problem. You want to be an entrepreneur, right? And once you know, okay, this is my research, and you don't have expertise, isn't it? You are too young, or you have never done it earlier. There are a lot of people in the market who work as an advisor, right? There are consultants, there are financial advisor, there are business advisor, there are business consultant. Talk to them whether this idea is feasible or not feasible, whether this idea can be converted into a business or not converted into a business. And once these people say your idea is superb, please go ahead with it. So what you need to do now, you need to plan your venture, you need to plan your business, right? Now you have planned your business. See, all of us know business is like a coin, it has two sides, right? I repeat, business is like a coin which has two sides. On one side, if it is giving you revenue, that is profit. On another side, it has lot of risk. More the risk, better the revenue. Lesser the risk, lesser the revenue. We calculate it this way, right? So once you have planned your business, calculate how much is the reward and risk involved, right? Is it very high risky? It's a very risky business. Definitely, if it is a risky business, it will definitely give you a lot of rewards, right? Then evaluate your risk and decision. So when I say evaluate your risk and decision, that this is now I'm talking in terms of number. Okay, never hang on to an idea. If you have decided that you need to do this, दिमाग में कुछ आया, I have to do this, okay, because I know nobody ever has done it, just don't sit with it, start researching on it. Minimum what you can do, guys, I'll give you a very very simple idea for that. Sirf 1 month, write a journal, write a diary, okay? And what you need to do is everyday progress you write, that Day one, what I did. Day two, what I did. By day 30, let me tell you, you will be half done with whatever you have thought about, right? Now, if you think it is not possible to do it alone, employ people. Employ, there are people who are expertise. There are things like, if you think, no, I need an office because a lot of people come and talk, take office, right? These days online also you can do it, right? So to do it online, if you require a good internet connection, if you require a laptop, take it, right? But do have things which are important to run a business, right? And see, you one more thing which usually people forget, right? That entrepreneurship is a long journey. Okay, it is not something which is a easy road. It is always like a trek. Or we understand what is trek, right? That they, you never know what next is going to come up with that. It is always a difficult track, but the end is going to be beautiful. Just keep motivating yourself for that. And once you are able to do it, right, pat your back, realize that you could do it and nobody else could do it. So if you are able, actually this is a process of entrepreneurship, right? So if you are able to do all this, you are a successful entrepreneur, right? Now, what are the skills required for an entrepreneur? So I always called it as, I said, you will get a lot of India, a lot of Bharat from me. So it is ind crop. What is ind crop here is, ind crop is nothing but I idea to execution. You have an idea, keep sitting with your idea, kuch nahi hona hai, right? You need to convert that idea, you need to execute that idea, you have to make sure that this idea is doable, कुछ कर सकते हैं हम, right? And for networking, I would like to quote an example of Mindtree here. Mindtree is a very big software company. Okay, the founder of Mindtree was working in a very big software company, and the major job, he was working in that company for 15, he worked in that company for 15 years. And then like his major job was, because he was in a top level employment, his major job was to deal with a lot of clients, right? And when he was dealing with a lot of clients, he was very good spoken, very good at communication.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
I didn't do it.
No
I'm,
issue.
I'm not sure how it happened. Okay, sorry. So when like Mindtree owner wanted to start, like he was in working in a very big software company, and he was dealing with a lot of clients. So dealing with a lot of clients means you need to have a lot of communication skills and you have to be creative, right? So he started developing this idea ki, I'm doing so much of hard work for this, why can't I have my own consultancy? So when he, with his own clients, like company clients, he just started talking to them like on a personal note ki, this is what I'm planning to do. So everybody said, please go ahead, we are there to support you. And trust me, the entire Mind Tree, he started with his empty pocket. So when I say empty pockets, because people who knew him invested money in his idea, right? That is a power of networking. Today, if I am able to do this webinar with you people, that is because somewhere, I don't know how, maybe through LinkedIn, maybe through some other social media account, we develop the network, right? Or if this platform is able to invite so many people to create various webinars, it is only because of network, right? So understand, network is a new network. If you have network, you can create money somehow, राइट? डिसिप्लिन एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट. आज नहीं करेंगे, कल कर लेंगे, कल नहीं करेंगे, कोई और कर. दैट इज अ न्यू इरा. कबीर दास जी का अच्छा लगे, आज करे, कल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो अब. अभी इफ यू डोंट डू इट, somebody else will do it, right? Because understand, it's a fast paced world. There is so much of competition around. If you don't start it, somebody will reach to the deadline, right? Somebody is going to be towards the end of it. So it is very important to be disciplined, whether it.
Ma'am, your screen is stopped.
One thing about all the entrepreneurs is that all these entrepreneurs are extremely creative in their processes. Whatever they have done, whatever result they have got, it is out of the box, it is very creative. So it is extremely important for all of us to be very creative, right? Then we talk about research skills. You have already said, don't listen to Google Baba, don't listen to other people, because it is extremely important that you identify things on your own. The advantage, I'll tell you, जब हम अपने आप से कुछ ढूंढते हैं, when we think that yes, ये करना है, I'm going to do it, I am going to do about it. So because you will, what good you are with. You know your SWOT, right? I usually call it as VIVs analysis. SWOT is for the company, individually we call it as VIVs, right? So we know what we are good at, right? And if I know what I am good at, it is extremely important for me to do the research on my own instead of being dependent on somebody else, right? Observation, I told, right? As an entrepreneur, one very very important thing you require is observation, a very very keen observation. When I do these activities, if it is an offline session or if it is an offline workshop, I always ask my audience to identify one problem around, which be maybe in that classroom, maybe in that auditorium, maybe in that seminar hall, maybe once they start from their home and they reach to their college or their university, any one problem they are facing on day to day basis, right? So you will be able to identify the problem only if you have good observation skills, right? And if you have good observation skills, an entrepreneur convert that problem into a business. So how do they do it? By being creative and by giving solution of that particular problem, right? So I'm pretty sure now all of you understand that these are the basic skill set. Otherwise, if you do Google, there is a long list, right? But these are the basic skill sets which are required to be an entrepreneur, right? Now, what is innovation?
Something unique idea or any idea we got to create a business.
Hello, ma'am. Hello. Please wait, guys. I
Sure.
think ma'am has started. Please wait some time.
Guys, I think that there is some
Wait.
I'm
network issue from the ma'am's end, so he will join.
I'm not sure why it is happening again and again. Usually, like
No way.
it goes well only. 1 minute. So sorry. It's visible now.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Hmm. Thank you. So when we talk about these when we talk about these entrepreneurship skills, see, all of them had an idea. All of them knew solution here. All of them knew about it. But if you're not able to commercialize your solution, so when I say commercialize your solution means if you're not able to sell your solution in the market, right, then you cannot be innovative, because innovation is something. Yes, definitely we should know the pulse of the audience, but you will be able to know the pulse of the audience only when you do the research, right? Because kind of, even I'm into business consultancy, and when I talk to people, they think from their point of view. It should be the other way around. We have to think from the receiver point of view. See, today I know everything about entrepreneurship skill, right? I may be knowing a lot of things about entrepreneur. Unless I don't know whom I am talking to, it is of no use doing it, isn't it? So it is very very important that we should know what is the ideology of the receiver, isn't it? See, if you talk about बैजूस realize that बहुत थोड़े से IITs हैं और बहुत सारे लोगों को जाना है वहाँ पे, right? और बहुत थोड़े से NITs हैं, सबको इंजीनियर बनना है, because that point of time, if I talk about between around 2000, like when 2000 started, this era started, everybody wanted to be a software engineer, and Byju's got the pulse of it. Byju's realized that if I have to see, he was very good with teaching. He was very good. He was very intelligent, right? But कुछ हुआ नहीं ना, nobody knew it. The moment his knowledge got commercialized, the moment his idea that how we can make everybody an engineer, how we can help people to get into IITs, NITs, or any educational institution of such eminence, immediately it got sold, right? And once Baiju started, अभी तो line लगा हुआ है. There are so many institutions who are following the same league, isn't it? So it is extremely extremely important for us to commercialize whatever creativity or whatever creative idea we have. Otherwise it's very difficult to work upon. Yeah. Now talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, right? See, entrepreneurship skill set is done, and what is a need for today, why it is required for today actually. So today it is required because when we talk about this Atmanirbhar Bharat, right, definitely our honorable prime minister has given this logo Atmanirbhar. But what this Atmanirbhar is all about, Atmanirbhar in Hindi all of us know, somebody who is self reliant, राइट. बट ये सेल्फ रिलायंट किसको होना है, मुझे नहीं होना है. ये सेल्फ रिलायंट your parents doesn't have to do it, or somebody who's of my age doesn't have to do it. So yeah, I was talking about this Atmanirbhar Bharat, right? So Atmanirbhar ke liye what is very very important for us is we have to be ambitious, we have to be tech savvy, which all of us are, motivated. So when I say motivated means you don't have to go from door to door to get this motivation. Whenever I talk about motivation, I always believe in self motivation, because nobody else can motivate you unless you actually don't want to get motivated by yourself. Then attitude, you must have the right attitude, right, that yes, I have to do it. So when I say attitude, I'm not talking about the attitude, why should I do it type. No, you must have the attitude of reaching to your goal. You must be a nationalist, right? You must be informative. I think I have been talking about that. You must be having the right kind of information. You should be a researcher. Get into the things on your own. Believe in yourself. Believe that you will be able to do it. Be a human, right? So when I say being human, I'm not propagating about Salman Khan's initiative, but I'm talking about we must empathize with people, right? We should be an all-rounder. Think about these big, entrepreneurs. Think about these big businessmen around. They are who they are. You talk about, they give motivational thing, they talk to students, they talk to housewives, they can be on Shark Tank, they can be everywhere, isn't it? So they're all rounder, and it has to be result oriented. Whenever we talk about entrepreneurship, we have to talk about I will do it, I am going to achieve it, right? So we should be able to do it, right? Now, talking about recently, why startup is a big market in our country, right? Lot of lot of countries, they want to start up their business here. The reason being because we have lot of benefit of having a startup in our country. Whether we talk about tax exemption, whether we talk about government funding, whether we talk about single window for all the clearances, whether we talk about patent protections, whether we talk about incubation system, whether we talk about all the facilities or resources, we have everything here, right? And ultimately, why startup is a good option in our country, because government is providing a lots and lots of facilities for us to start, right? All of us have heard the word MSME, all of us have heard the word Startup India, all of us have been hearing a lot of terms which are required to have a good startup in our country, right? So that is all from my end.
Ma'am, I have a question. Suppose I want to start a business, like e-commerce business, but I have read somewhere that we don't have to create new idea every time. We can do a previous job method also, like reselling of product on e-commerce platform. Then can I take a loan from government bank?
You can do that. Okay. Can I know who asked me the question, because I would like to answer by taking your name?
Lakshmi this side.
Okay. See, Lakshmi, one thing I would suggest you, okay? See, there are so many e-commerce platforms, right? Do you purchase from all the e-commerce platform?
Uh, Purchase as a buyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
Do you
we
buy from
buy.
all the e-commerce platform available?
No, depends on the product. What I am looking. Sometimes I prefer to buy direct or from the company website, and sometimes through Amazon or Flipkart because of trustworthiness that they will provide this product me on time.
Yeah. So that means you don't experiment, right?
Yes, right.
Isn't it? So why somebody will experiment in your business? You have to give something different, no?
Okay.
You're getting the idea?
Yes, yes, got it.
Yeah. See, there are so many e-commerce platform. Be if like if you see majority of the homemakers these days, either they're selling sari, or they're selling bangles, or they're selling 1 gram jewelry, or they're selling something or another. Everybody's selling, but we don't rely on everyone, right?
Yeah, right. For
If you
first time,
want
we don't
somebody to
rely.
rely upon you, you have to give something different.
Okay.
That's why new idea works better.
Yeah, got it.
Hmm. And thank you for the question, Lakshmi.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
What should I do on this stage? Trisha, research on your business ideas. Trisha, that's the only thing which I tell to all the students wherever I go, that please do research. I think I, by the way of Atmanirbhar, by the way of giving the definition of this entrepreneur, I've already spoken about that you should know whether your idea can be converted into a business or not. A little research is required for that. So, Trisha, I would advise you to do a little research about your idea, and then I think you will get the answer.
Wow, what a wonderful knowledge given by you, ma'am. I
Thank
hope
you.
our audience learned many new things from this session. I would like to highlight some of the points like communication and leadership skills, observation skills, financial skills, problem solving skills, like that. It was a very effective for our audience. Again, thank you for joining us and sharing your experience, your precious time and knowledge with us, ma'am. Ma'am, there are few questions which our audience wants to be answered. So, with your permission, shall we?
Yes, 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 please.
So the first question is, what challenges did you have to overcome at the beginning of your journey, ma'am?
See, there would be many challenges, right? If it is the question asked by a student, the first challenge is to convince the family. See, if you have been brought up in a very traditional job or service kind of environment, then there is a biggest challenge to convince the family. But if you see, that's why research plays an important role. So if you know that this is what I am intending to do in life, if you know this idea definitely will help me in surviving, or this idea can be commercialized, be firm, right? Challenges could be monetary, challenges could be family, challenges could be our own challenges because I am not disciplined. Challenges could be internal, challenges could be external. But the person, always remember, the person who is standing on the other side of challenge always succeed.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering these questions. The next
Thank you.
question is, what advice would you given to someone who is trying to become an entrepreneur?
Ma'am, I think my entire session was talking about that. If
Yes, ma'am.
in
Yes, ma'am.
between technical glitches were there, see, be focused, right? See, if you
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
be an entrepreneur, think
Yes,
like an entrepreneur, walk like an entrepreneur, eat like an entrepreneur. Just keep thinking about it, and definitely see, I believe in one thing. When I used to, I'll just tell you one secret, okay? Maybe 15, 16 years back, when I used to, as a new person in teaching, when I used to go and attend these faculty development programs, seminars, workshops and all, I used to always think about, Prachi, when will you come to other side, right? It used to always, fancy me that, wow, being a speaker is such a nice thing, how fluently they talk, how much knowledge do they have. And you keep working up. I won't say I'm an entrepreneur, but when you keep working towards your goal, definitely you will receive it. Nothing is there to stop you.
thank you, ma'am. Next question is, what are the three most important habits to be a successful entrepreneur?
Communication, collaboration, and creative thinker. Because
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
know I have less time, otherwise, ma'am, it is not only in entrepreneurship, any field, if you want to get a success, three C's, I always say, remember, C, three C, which are important to make a C. So, C money, SEE, but we call it as C. Three C's to make an important C, that is career. So, creativity, communication, and collaboration, and you will be wherever you want to.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for answering this question. What are the qualities of a good entrepreneur, ma'am?
Ma'am, I think this also has been covered
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
actually.
yes, yes. Yes,
Yeah. So,
yes, ma'am.
yeah, but any other questions, I would be happy to take it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for answering these questions. I would
Ma'am,
like to in
ma'am, I have one question.
Yeah, yeah.
How to register a company?
It's a one tap thing now. If you go through the various government portals, right? So, keeping in mind what kind of business you want to start, keeping in mind, like for dairy, they have a different thing. For agriculture, they have a different thing. Now, these days, fisheries, they have a different thing. Government is actually supporting a lot towards this startup. So, that's what I said initially. There's a very good startup culture in our country. So, you just need that, one window, right window to get into that. So, identify
Okay,
which
ma'am.
which kind of business you want to start. And actually it is very hassle free these days. It's not like 20 years 30 years back where starting a business used to be a pain. No, it's very easy now.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
I also have a
Yes.
question.
Now I have a question, please.
Yes, sir, Sanjay sir.
Ma'am, what you were saying that we have a very good culture for startups and for new entrepreneurs. But
Yes,
what I
sir.
personally feel is there is a lot of difference at the ground level. If a new entrepreneur or a person who is just a first generation entrepreneur and he goes to a bank,
Uh-huh.
probably banks or financial institutions are very shy on financing a new person.
Mm-hmm.
So they are very shy. They don't finance a new person actually. The ground level realities are very different.
I agree, Sanjay sir. I definitely agree with you, but that doesn't mean that we should leave the idea of living like an entrepreneur, right?
That's
See,
true,
if there
yes.
is a challenge on the government side, there are a lot of angel investor and venture capitalists in the market. We just need to identify the right way. That's what I said. Research plays a very important role.
Mhm.
Like
But a
my
job
own students who are first generation entrepreneurs, they have taken the help of these government fundings itself and they have got it done. So it is not that they had a very good financial background or something like that, but the only thing is like they knew how to approach, they were well informed about it, they studied well about it.
but don't you think the government should ease up the financing requirement? Because I think finance is the biggest challenge for a new startup or for a first generation entrepreneur.
So let me tell you, Sanjay sir, I belong to a business. I'm a basically an Agarwal, so you can understand what my background is.
Yes,
Like
ma'am. I think
my entire family is a business. Is from business.
business
I'm the
family.
only one who has broken the league of the business. Family. So I
Mm-hmm.
would definitely want. See, I'm not talking about any political background here, but definitely things have become very very easy in our country because
Okay.
I myself wanted to start a business. Maybe 20 years back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Mm-hmm.
that point of time, things are very, very challenging, very difficult. Registering a business itself used to take months together. So, by the time you get your business register, by the time you get finance, your inner spirit would have died.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
at
Yes.
least that things are not that bad these days. At least there is what I would say, there is an ecosystem at least now. We need
Mm-hmm.
to identify our own channels to that.
Mm-hmm. Achha, another question which I would like to ask you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
When we talk about startups or we talk about entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
probably domestic companies, the
Mm-hmm.
biggest challenge they face is marketing their products vis-a-vis the MNCs.
Yes.
That is the
And
biggest
I
challenge
think
they're
that is
facing.
the reason, sir, that is the reason we have something called as go local.
Okay.
Like
Hmm.
a lot of people, and including me, I don't have any, these online shopping apps in my phone. I always go to the local market and buy stuff. So I think it depends on us how we encourage as an Indian. See, I
But
have seen a lot of people, if they require one coconut also, online they will put and they, why can't we it's just the matter of, little coming out of our own, comfort zone and getting things done.
exactly, ma'am, I agree with you. But we Indians, if you would appreciate, we are very brand conscious. We would like to have foreign brands for everything.
So now I won't believe in that. I think it's a perception, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Even I go to local buyers, local weavers to buy my saris. I don't believe in going to the branded shop. So that's what I'm telling. No, sir. It's the duty of us. It's individual responsibility here.
Mhm.
It's absolutely individual responsibility whether we go for a brand or we support the local, artisans.
And the thing why I'm asking you this is because I have a lot of BBA, MBA students, and
Uh huh.
most of them, whenever I interact with them, they're very brand conscious. They would like to have branded T-shirts and branded watches and all those kind of things. So that
Mm-hmm.
is why I'm asking you this question: that when the consumers are so brand conscious, because whenever
Mm-hmm.
we go to any shop, we already have made up our mind if we are going to buy this brand. Cost doesn't matter at that point of time. It is the brand. We normally look forward to as whenever we enter any showroom for any electronic item or anything, we normally go by the brand. Yes, this is the brand which I'm going to purchase, and we ask
I
the
agree,
shopkeeper also.
Sanjay sir. I agree with you, but that's what I'm telling. It's all about individualistic approach. It's all about, see, in my classes, because even I deal with MBA students, in my classes, I always talk about, like, I do a lot of activities which make them, set you in with the go for local. See, I always tell them, like, tomorrow, if you start a business, there will be nobody to support you if you don't support other people today.
Mhm.
It's a cycle. So it's all about how we take it and how we behave in it. That's what I'm telling. See, there is an ecosystem. As a teacher, I think we should be more responsible in making our student to be aware of that ecosystem. So
Yeah,
I think responsibility lies on us also. As a teacher, I'm telling, responsibility lies on us also.
I know, I agree with you, and that is why I think most of the students, if they ask them, they would like to go for a white collar, gray collar job rather than becoming an entrepreneur.
No, but sir, after 5 years, 6 years, definitely they want to become an entrepreneur because they see. I'll tell you one thing. So it is very difficult to carry a corporate job for a longer duration.
Yeah, I know, I can agree with you. Yes, ma'am.
Majority of them definitely after 5 years to 7 years, they will definitely become an entrepreneur because the culture is like that, sir. If
Culture
you
is
see
like
the
that.
culture, the culture is like that. Because I travel
Right.
entire country to give these talk shows and all that, interact
Mhm.
with lot of different generation brains. Maybe it could be down south, it could be north, it could be eastern country, eastern side of the country. So it is very visible. Like it depends on the exposure also. Many of them they don't have exposure, and I think organization like this Digi Saksham plays a very important role there.
So definitely, and I don't know because I think DJ section people would be hearing me also. But I would just like to make a comment that I make it a point to attend all the DJ section sessions, because they
Uh-huh.
are at times very useful also.
Yeah, correct. No, for me it is the first time as a speaker, and
Okay.
maybe whatever. Like I never knew about this organization, but definitely, if I can do something for these young brains, I would be more than happy to do it.
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. And in fact, I think this discussion could go on for a longer time, but I
Yes,
think
sure.
we should be ending this discussion over here.
Definitely,
And
definitely.
yes, ma'am. Thanks for
Thank you so much.
yeah, hearing my views on this. I wouldn't say it's a
Thank
question;
you,
it
sir.
was my views actually.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all for attending this today's webinar. And if you have any additional questions, you can contact us by email or telephone. We are happy to provide additional support to you. Please follow us on our social media and subscribe YouTube channel for new learning.